Hi, it's Matt Theobald, founder of Internous.com, Internous.com, the database of databases, which is kind of governed by the Internet Search Environment Number, is like an ISBN number for books, except it's for databases or search environments. And a search environment could be any structured set of information with its own algorithm, like a database, a library catalog, a P2P environment, a blog search, any kind of searchable environment. So a search environment is one of these types of things, and the search environment is all of them in concert. So what we attempt to do is to identify each one, catalog and classify it, and make it searchable, and create, therefore, a database of databases. What I'm most passionate about is connecting people's minds with the body of knowledge, and the body of knowledge would be this search environment and the many search environments that are on the internet, and the human mind. So a cognitive interface between minds and databases. So if you think of social networks as being interactions between communities of individuals with minds that are in some way very sophisticated databases, exabytes of information. And then you've got large databases and small databases, which could be in some cases maybe exabytes, or eventually definitely exabytes of information, or terabytes of information, or just kilobytes of information. And connecting the databases that are of interest and that inform and reward the knowledge that people desire to help them make decisions that improve their lives and their communities. Being asked what I would want people to know, think, feel, or do. And what I want people to know is that there's a deep, hidden, darker, invisible, and structured web of information that's in databases that is vastly larger than any contemporary search engine, and it exists right now. The current search engines index the surface web, which is purportedly, by best statistics, 0.2% of the information that's available on the internet. So Google and Yahoo and the rest only skim the surface of the surface. What I want you to think about is the number of databases that are out there that are not, the content is not indexed by any of the contemporary search engines. There could be several hundred in your community. There could be, several hundreds of thousands in your state. There are definitely millions in the U.S., and there are probably tens of millions around the world. When you think of URLs in Google, for example, passing the trillion URL mark, what we're talking about is about 10 million URLs that are database interfaces that contain 500 to 650 times the amount of information that's on Google or Yahoo. What I want you to feel is the depth of knowledge that's already out there, that it's hidden in the sense, but it's already there. I mean, you can find these things through Google by adding the word database to your search, but still that's not going to be that accurate because the word database has to be on the page that you're searching to find it. So I want you to feel empowered by this knowledge that no brand of search utility has a total grasp, no near a total grasp of the amount of data, the amount of information that's out there on the internet right now. What I want you to do is I want you to consider the information at Internous.com on the blog and on the website, and think about it. Some of it's kind of obtuse and future-oriented and kind of vague, intentionally vague. But that will become more clear, and as it becomes more clear, what we'll be ready to do is to ask you to find the databases that are of interest to you, begin bookmarking them, and then once we're ready to start cataloging, you could contribute those as suggestions for the overall collection to share with people who have similar communities of interest and communities of purpose. For the future, the future's already here in a lot of ways, in the sense that social networks have brought and humanized technology a lot more, and I think there's been a separation between computer culture or technical culture and techies and the rest of the world. And as people who in the rest of the world have become more technical, the technical people have to also become more human. And I think that gap is closing faster and faster. And in a generation from now, it may be accomplished. But I think the task for information literacy, for people that are less literate regardless of age or generation, as far as information literacy goes, is the most important issue, to be able to sort out where your information is coming from what's important from the task you're trying to do, and be able to sort out the vast amount of information that's coming onto the network. So as there's more and more information coming onto the network, and there's more and more people coming onto the network, it presents a problem, but it also is more of a solution than it is a problem. So I have a very bright view of how technology will be humanized, and humans will be, technologicalized, or whatever. I don't know the best way to put it, but it's a synthesis between the real world and the cyber world, and how the cyber world is just a tool to enhance reality, and reality is much more important than sitting in front of a computer screen. And sitting in front of a computer screen is going to be, things are going to be more mobile, they're going to be more transparent, there's going to be enhanced data access from a visual point of view, just from wearable computing, and access to technologies to enhance your mobile existence in the real world. So I think that as usability becomes more practiced and more embedded in devices and interfaces, these kind of cognitive interfaces that I was talking about before, that cognitive enhancement or cognitive augmentation will occur in the internet user widely and rapidly.